Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and today we're going to be doing our weekly reading wrap-up for the week of June 20th to the 26th. Now, first, let's celebrate some new subscribers because I love saying thank you to you because without you, I would just be sitting here talking to myself. So, new subscribers this week. Thank you to Paula Granville, Vontersteller, Steve Talks About Books and Stuff, and I said, without you guys, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself. So I wouldn't be able to do this without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It really does mean the world to me. Now, a quick announcement. Because So in celebration of hitting 300 subscribers at last, I'm going to be doing an Assumptions About Me video. So I will put a link to a Google form down below where you can put in as many assumptions about me as you want, and I will answer them all in a fun video celebration. The deadline is Friday, July 2nd, so get your assumptions in by then. They will all be anonymous, so you don't have to worry about any of that kind of thing. So I look forward to seeing all of the assumptions that you guys have about me. They can be book or non-book related. It doesn't really matter, just whatever kind of assumptions you want to submit, and I will answer them all in one video celebration. And I can't wait to see what you all think that your assumptions are of me. Now, this was a huge reading week for me. Team Aphrodite was in 14th out of 15th place the last 2 weeks in our readathon, so I was like, as team captain, I need to really step up my reading here. And so I finished not one, not two, not even 3 books, but 6 total books this week, which is huge. And I will say that the audiobooks and the immersion reading has helped me tremendously get through a lot of these books. And so I'm going to quickly go through them. There will be either live shows or dedicated reviews for all of these coming up in the near future. So let's just talk about the books that I finished this week. The Return of the Sorcerer by Clark Ashton Smith. This was a book of short stories, and it was like horror, fantasy, really crazy read, really weird, totally different than anything I've ever read before. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and I will be doing a live show in July with Christy Lewis, Dostoevsky in Space, and Stephanie at Miss Richards Reads to talk about this book that we read together. I can't wait to talk to them about this because this was such a crazy book. I also finished The Hod King by Josiah Bancroft. This is book 3 in the Books of Babel series, and I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this tremendously, not as much as the first 2 books, but still really enjoyed it. My favorite character still is Byron. I love him to pieces, and I can't wait for November when book 4, the last book in the series, comes out. We're all chomping at the bits for that book. I finished Voyager, which is book 3 in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. This was a humongous book. It was like over 1,000 pages. It was huge and it was great. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite Outlander book, but I still enjoyed it and getting to know the characters some more and in new settings. I finished Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This was a sci-fi thriller type of book. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed their ride, but it felt a little predictable. And the characters just felt flat for me. I didn't feel for any of the characters, and they didn't really feel very developed. I finished Crown of Feathers, which is the first book in that series, and I gave that 4.5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this book so much. I really enjoyed the characters in it, the storyline. I love phoenixes, so anytime you got phoenix in there, I'm there for it. It felt a little tropey with kind of like the Milan type trope, a female character going to be a warrior, pretending to be a boy, that kind of thing. But I still enjoyed it a lot. And then the last book that I finished this week is The Library of the Unwritten, which is technically the first book in the Hell's Library series, although I'm told that the second book is just not worth reading, so I'm just going to treat this as a standalone because it still felt like it could read like that. And I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I loved every minute of this book. It was such a fun ride, such a fun book. I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it was, but it was so funny, and I loved having like characters from books be, you know, the real life characters. It was so great. It was so fun, and I really, really enjoyed that. And so that leaves me with just 4 prompts left to finish for the readathon, which ends next week on the 30th. I am really hoping that I can get through these 4 books. I think I can if I go at the same pace that I've been going at. Which brings us to my current reads. So my current reads are still Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. This is the Ariadne Greek myth retelling, and this has been a slow start for me, but I think I'm at the point now where things are starting to pick up a little bit and get more interesting, so I'm interested to see where this story goes from here. And then this morning I started, at last, I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson, which is the third and final book in the Mistborn Era 1 series. And it's been like 6 months since I finished Well of Ascension, which was book 2. And that one just was not a fun ride for me. I enjoyed it enough. I think I gave it 4 or 4.5 stars. But after I finished that book, I did not feel the need to go into the third book like a lot of people told me I would. So I started this morning. I'm going to be doing immersion reading for this along with the audiobook, which I've heard is really fantastic. People talk about the narrator for this audiobook, I think is Michael Kramer's. They say he's like one of the best narrators out there for audiobooks, and I've listened to just a couple minutes on my way into work this morning, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I can't wait to see what happens with our crew in Mistborn in the Hero of Ages. And then my next reads after I finish these 2 books, the last 2 prompts that I'll have is Fireborn and Woven in Moonlight, and so I can't wait to get to those hopefully by the end of this month so I can have all 16 prompts done, and that will be amazing. It's going to be a record reading month for me, and my monthly wrap-up is going to be so long, but that's it for now. Let me know what you read this week, what you're looking forward to reading next week. As always, my Patreon and Discord information will be in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Keep reading, and I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye.